Howdy folks, and welcome back to Out of Ore. We got some big changes. We're redoing the power. That's right, we're going coal powered. No more of this wind and solar stuff. It always felt kind of cheaty. Now that we've got coal power, we're going to go with coal power. And we'll see how that is going to work out. I've got some plans. Oh boy, I could be shoveling this all day. So you can see there in the distance, I have power lines ran all the way down to the other plant. That's where the coal power is going to be, because that's where most of the coal is. So we can actually get rid of this. And we'll leave that little retaining wall there. That is fine. Do need to get a power from here, there. And then we got to bring power up here. Now the thing is, we can't go over 5,400 kilowatts because that's what our power poles are. So we'll see if we can manage that. I haven't added up all the plants. We've got let's call that 1,900. Let's call that 1,000. So there's 2,900 just up here. So we'll see how we're doing down at the other end. And let me just pop into, is it this guy? Yep. So this is the coal scene. We've got a lot of coal. So that's how we'll be feeding this beast. But speaking of beast, I have to kind of get the beast built. So we have a... Yeah, I just wanted to double check. These were all the 5,400 variety. Whee! Yep, 5,400. All right, so that will be that. Now this isn't going here. I just plopped it down so we can take a look at it. This is the coal power plant, and it will make 4,200 kilowatts. I don't know if that's going to be enough. So we'll see. There's no combination of power plants that will match power poles, so I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. But we'll see. We got, was it 2,900 up there? Another, so that's, we'll call that 3,100. We got this little bitty bit over here. Yeah, not much at all. Question is, do I want to redo that? I might just come off of there and go down rather than having this separate feed over here. The way we can keep it all together. Yeah, let's do that. All right, get rid of that. We are redoing everything basically. And we don't need you. Let's get you back up there. We don't need you either. We're going to sell that. So let's go get rid of you. Get rid of you. We might need you. We'll keep you. We'll get rid of you. And I don't believe we'll need that. You can see from the logs here, I chopped down a lot of trees coming down the mountain. All right, is there anything in you? There is a little bit of coal, so we can hold that. Let's get rid of all this, and we're gonna redo it. Gotta get a power plant in here, and I also wanted to redo this wash plant dirt selling type stuff while we're rebuilding things. So this plant's kind of been here since the beginning, and we're gonna change it up. You can see between episodes, I went ahead and did run water over here, so we have water over to the sluice box. We're going to change that, I think. We change that to a wash plant. That will send the dirt on through. Yeah, I think I do want to make that a wash plant. I believe it's the same hookup. So we're going to redo that, and then we're going to have this guy somewhere. So let's get our coal plant up here. And then, oh, I don't have enough space there, do I? Oh boy. I need to move all this back one. We want to do that, and then that means I'd have to move all that. Maybe we will do the hopper. It's kind of looking like maybe we'll do the hopper. Kind of wish I hadn't sold that now. Yeah. So we have the chute dropping out. Yeah, we're gonna need the. We're gonna need it. Oh no, I just still have the. No, that's a different chute. Never mind. All right, I don't need the sluice box. I'm not sure about the elevator and this stuff. We'll hold on to that. We do want a left. We're going to use that for sure. Then we come back over here to conveyors. We want a hopper. Yep. And we're going to have you go that direction. Just like you were before. Unfortunately, we do have to power it separately. So I'm going to need that guy back. There, and then we're going to need our little power input. Power input, 1 speed. That'll work. Let's get you on the grid. So yeah, a little bit of a refactor here in the software world. That's what we call it. Going to refactor our code here. The code is our processing plant. All right, so we'll put you in there. Hook you up. You will come over there. And we're kind of back to where we started with that. And then I think the coal plant, I believe, will supply power through one of these things. How big is the power? It's not super big. So we could just snap that on there and call it a day. Well, actually, the clearance isn't that bad. Power's right there. I think I do want it out. I think I do want it out here, though. So let's do like a 6x6 here. Not a 6x6, a 3x3, but we'll do a 3x4. Let's see how it fits on there. I wish you could just rotate it and then set it where you wanted it. I think that was the, yeah, there we go. And then we have 2, 4, we need about a 5. So we need some straights. We got one of those from before. We need, I think we need an 8. An 8 and a single. And we'll use this guy right here. So then the coal will come in and it will go right into here. I think that, I know when these first came out, I did some testing and you could feed them like that. I don't know for sure if this is going to work. We'll just have to try it and see. Then we'll hook you into there. And then we need a little more concrete here just to kind of fill this out. Actually, I think I want the other kind of concrete. Be a little more consistent with what I've been doing. Let's get this other concrete block up here. And we can just snap you on there, and then I'm trapped. Woo! No, we made it out. And then I think that will feed in. This looks like it should take a water pipe, but it doesn't. All right, we need to hook some power back up like that. And then we need some power. Ooh, is that going to go through the smokestack? Oh, is it too far? Okay. Need one of those like that. One of you. Oh, right, it can only go to one. I forgot. That's why it's doing that. You go from here to... The power poles can do multiple connections. These cannot. And then that goes across the road and it feeds everything. Yeah. So we can't turn this on because it doesn't have any fuel in it. Can't turn those on. So let's get some coal queued up in the old hopper here. I don't think this thing is... Yeah, that thing's empty. And then we'll kind of bootstrap it with some fuel, with some coal, you know, by hand. And we'll see if it will indeed feed from the conveyor. Like I said, I tested it when they first came out and that worked, but there's been a lot of changes since then. So I don't know if that still works. If we have to feed it by hand, that's going to be kind of a bummer. Let me get a couple scoops of mostly coal in here. So we're setting on a massive coal seam up here. So we've got coal for days. Let's do one more for good measure. This loader kind of does the dance as well. Must be some kind of change in the physics. It's not just a little mining loader. Alright, get that taken care of. Now we have to run around and turn everything on. So I want to open the coal plant. And let's put like, I don't know, 10 in here. I turn that on, and then I turn that on. Then I need to turn this on. Then we should, yeah, we're bringing coal up. Perfect. We should dump coal. Should go into here. Oh, it just goes into there, does it not? Oh no, it's adding fuel. Cool, so that does still work. Yeah, fuel is going up. I wonder what happens when this gets full. Does it just stack up in here? That would be ideal. Let's hope that's the way that works. And then I need to go turn the other thing on. We'll see if we blow up stuff everywhere. Actually, does it tell me what the load is on here? Yeah, only it's 1100 because I haven't turned anything on up the hill. So can we run this and everything at the same time? Ooh, this is another 2 grand. I don't know if we can run all this at the same time. Let's, I'm going to cheat my way up to the top of the hill. We turn this stuff on. Ooh, that's almost... Yeah, there's no way. So we can't run the smelting plant and everything else all at the same time. We've only got 4,200 kilowatts to work with. So we're going to have to be a little selective about what we have on at a time. That's fine. Turn this stuff off for now. That is the wrong L11. Cool. So that was, what, 3 scoops of coal? What'd that get us? Yeah, that's plenty. Then when we're not processing, we have to turn this off. If I turn that off, turn it back on. Oh, we still have to go turn everything else back on. That's a real bummer. That's a real bummer. I wish these would stay on. So every time we want to process stuff, we have to go do stuff. But that's okay. That's all right. Now, another thing I wanted to redo was we have different... these are just scenery I put down. We have different oil pumps now. Like this is the oil derrick that just kind of works magically. I was going to get rid of that. But I don't think... I think the new oil derrick has to be put on coal, if I remember right. I was doing a little testing. Production. So the oil pump. Yeah, it has to be placed on coal. And I think it does take power. So now that we have this new stuff, I'm kind of trying to get away from some of the magic things we were doing with power and whatnot. That's the idea anyway. So we have tons of coal, but I think it actually has to be like literally on the coal. Like if we go to snap, we can't just place it here and there's coal underneath. I think it literally has to be on the coal. Yep. So since that's touching coal, that would work. I think we have to power it with an input. Pump needs to be placed on grass or snow. Okay. A little bit of a wrong message there. See, we could set it here. I wonder, does just part of it need to be setting on there? So if I get my concrete floors, I leave those in the container. I want this to look consistent. Not that it really matters, but it matters to me. I had to move my container too, and right now it's floating in the air. I need to get it on a foundation. Concrete floors. There it is. I knew I had concrete floors in here somewhere. So let's do this and then sell. We're going to get rid of the oil derrick. So this is a little fiddly, but I like the fact that we're not just kind of magically getting power from, magic wind and magic solar. That never did set right with me. That's okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and snap, 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 snap. Clean some of this up. Then if I take you, yeah, you're on snap build. So does the whole thing have to be on coal? Not sure how this works. I'm figuring it out live on a video. That's the best way to do it. Okay, so then what if I take away this block? Then will it work? I don't know if it's red because it doesn't have power, or if it's red because it's not going to work. Let's try this. What if I put one of these down? And I think I sold the power thing. Yeah, I need power input 1x. Put you here, and then I can snap the pump to you. Oh, really? Oh, is that supposed to be for pipe? I'm confused now. It says in. You'd think it'd be out since it's pumping stuff. Oh, does it take power in? Okay, so I think it takes power in on this side. And this is surely for the output of what it's pumping. Got it. Okay, so the power needs to be like that. No, it needs to be on the other side. We'll get it. We'll get it. All right, concrete floor. Get some more of this coal here moved. I think I know how it works now. Let's test the theory. Let's get some more of this moved. It's just dirt. Will you just delete the dirt? Maybe not. Then we can fill the hopper and then turn it on to process. It'll just be a little slightly different way of doing things. Here we go. Got ourselves a little more room now. So I'm thinking maybe I can psych it out and then actually have stuff built up around it and it'll still work. I don't want it plopped just on the ground. I want it to be on the grid along with everything else. So that's what I'm trying to do. All right, power input. Like that. And then our oil pump. Now see, a stay in it needs to be placed. So what if we get rid of this? Aha! It still shows red, but I think that's because it doesn't have power. Okay, well now we need power. Can do, boss. So we're going to go back to grid mode. We can only go 10 blocks. I don't know if that'll reach. Let's try it. Oh, it will. Okay, good. And that reached as well. Beautiful. And you can go on there. Okay, and then this would need to pipe somewhere, I think. It makes sense that it would have to pipe something somewhere. I assume it pumps out oil. Pipeline. I need a right hand. I think. Let's just stick a liquid tank on here. The power pole inside of it. Perfect. All right, let's turn this on and see what happens. It's my usual method. All right, so we got to turn you back on. And then that should be powering through that. That should be running the pump. That should have power now. It goes through the pylon. Nope, it is not happy. Why are you not happy? Probably should have figured this out and then made a video. Pump will work if placed here. Okay. Oh, I didn't turn this right. You got to turn the little thing on. Duh. I'm such a derp sometimes. It's kind of scary. You forget you got to go around and turn on every little thing for it to work. There we go. Look at that. Now we're pumping. And then it's making crude oil. Okay. And then there's a refinement process to do that. All right, so we know that works. That's fine. Turn you back off. Get rid of you. Now, does it still work if I turn you on? Still does stuff. Okay. Wow, that pumped a lot of crude. All right, and then with the concrete floor, can I put concrete under here and then it still works? Since it was in a working state, and then I turned it off? Or does that stop it from working? That's what I want to find out now. We make this kind of look like it's built in here. Still moving. It's a good sign. So we need the right and the liquid tank. Right and liquid tank. Are we getting crude? No. Okay, it's moving. Nope. Okay. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Alright, we've got to take all the concrete back out until it turns green. Oops. Too much. Okay, now it's green. Still green. Okay, so maybe it's just the back part. Still green. Is it this part right here that literally can't be covered? Yeah, it's literally that piece right there. Right there. Okay. So it's kind of like the water pump. Just the piece under like where the power's coming in has to be bare ground or whatever it's doing. Okay, well, we don't want that coming out of there. So we can turn that off. So that will be our oil coming up out of here. I think I want to move this. Move that to like there. They're kind of lined up. That will run, and then we need some refinement stuff going on. And for that, I kind of need some of this out of the way. All right, so I kind of know how that works. I think we have a plan. We get a scoop or two out of there. I'm going to make some refinement stuff up above. I don't want to tie up my coal landing here with a bunch of refineries. What if they tuned it so you can actually use the fuel generators in it? Doesn't make you go broke. Alright, we need the little right-hand guy back on there. Cool. All right, well, let's process this out. We've got a little bit of stuff in there. So let's turn all this back on. Oh, I've been letting you sit here burn through a coal. Oops. At least it doesn't burn very much when it's idle. So when you turn you on... This is why I didn't want to have the hopper here, because it's such a pain. But unless I want to move everything, I'd have to either move everything downstream or upstream from this point right here. This is the way. We'll let that run. Oh shoot. I forgot we were doing this. Just dump it out on the ground. What a derp. Yeah, I forgot we hadn't hooked our wash plant back up. Let's get that done before we close out the video. Dumping pay dirt and all kinds of stuff all over the ground. Perfect. Alrighty, pay dirt out of here. So we need a wash plant. That's the one that, yeah, takes stuff in and sends it back out. So we need one of those. And then I guess we could run it through another trommel and then just sell the dirt. Would be the way to do that. Possibly. Or do we want to just sell the ore? We could just sell the ore. It's just going to be gold and stuff. Yeah, I might want the option though to melt it down. So we're going to make this complicated. Alright, that will feed in there. And then we need to hang a left. I've got a left on me. And then we kind of need to go up because we're going to head into a trommel, right? Yeah, we could stand to go up just a hair. Let's do that. So we'll go up and then into the trommel. And then I've already forgotten how this works. Nope. When you're typing stuff in there and you hit M, it opens the map. Because, you know, reasons. A conveyor production. Rommel. The back. The back is the dirt. Got it. Oh, we have to, right, we have to move that out, don't we? Let's redo this. I'm running out of space here. This is not good. Let me just go ahead and sell this crude oil. Let's pay dirt. Asphalt. Just to free up some room. So we want to go up and then left. Then to the trommel. Then we can have a conveyor to the right. Nope, to the left. That will be our what we want to sell. So we need 2 lefts. And then that will go into our elevator chute. And I need this straight. Give me a straight back. It was just a straight 2 meter, wasn't it? Off of there, and then our chute, and then our sell point. This is probably all starting to make sense now that you can see it. It's not just in my head. Let's do that, and then change to snap mode. Nope. Needs to be grid. the way there, Chief. Well, this one stays rotated. That's handy. What's not handy is that, well, that's kind of just resting on there. I'm okay with that. I'll figure out how to make this look like it's not floating after the fact. Okay, so the wash plant separates out all the goodies. Goodies go through the trommel. The dirt, which we're going to just sell, goes to the sell point, and then we have a storage point here for the ores. And storage. I thought I had a storage. Boink. There we go. So I might line those up a bit, but this video's gone on long enough, so that should do it. How much power are we using now? Too much is the answer to that. We're still pumping that out. Turn you on. Anytime I run this, I got to turn these two on. Well, that one stayed on because I didn't turn it off. Right. So if I turn the coal plant off, it's a different story. Okay, there we go. We should be selling dirt. Should be getting ores. We are. Perfect. We're not dumping stuff all over the ground anymore. We've got water coming in, so our wash plant's effective. These will probably get moved. This is my concrete production. And we're working on getting some fuel refined. Which, I don't know, can you just... I'm not sure what you can do with fuel right now. You can just sell it? Or if you can actually put it in the fuel truck. Don't know how that works. But anyway, I started out just doing power. We're on coal power. Life is good. This whole plant now... It's one giant monstrosity, and it even has the water purifier out here, water refinery. That feeds both the asphalt plant and the wash plant now. But right now we're sending in here any gravel we might be sending through. I may set this up to be up at the other place, I'm not sure. Because right now our gravel goes up there. But I can always bring gravel down and make concrete out of it. We shall see. This might get changed. This is definitely going to get changed. But this video has gone on long enough. So thanks for hanging out. I gotta wrap this up. I gotta get packed. I'm going to be out of town all week for work. So this, I think, is going to come out on a Wednesday. So I'll be up in Chicago working. And look forward to your comments. And the video should get back to normal about a week or so after you see this one, if you're watching it when it comes out. Thanks as always. Take care. And I'll catch you in the next adventure.